Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we're returning to our Let's Play of Hearts of Iron 4 in the Kaiserreich mod, where we are playing as the Union of Britain against the Entente and the Reichspakt. So we are at war with both Germany and our old colonial, well, not colonial masters, our old feudal masters, the King of England, currently living in Canada and associated countries, including Australia. We've just won in Scandinavia, so we've beaten down Sweden, and that is very nice. We've got a couple of units here. You are coming over here, I think that's okay. That should be okay. We are, I think, preparing a war, or the war against Ireland. I just shifted a couple of units over here, air units, over the western approaches so that we can deal with the fleets there a little bit more effectively. And I think that's going to be okay. We also should potentially shift a couple of units. Well, I suppose we can shift these fighters over here and then they can fly over Ireland when the time comes. Still have a couple of units in the English Channel, which I appreciate a lot. I don't think there is too much aerial fighting here, so what we might actually do is take these fighters here and stop it on its air superiority mission, so that we're saving a little bit of fuel. We are running very, very low on fuel indeed. So I think that's going to be okay. We've also got a couple of tactical bombers that are currently operating over here in this area, which I think might not actually be required. Let's send them over here and they'll support our attack on Ireland as well when the time comes. Right, all of these guys should be okay, and I suppose what we could do is also set these guys here to be a little bit higher numbers. We do have the air power, the manpower for now, so let's ask for 200 planes on that, and that I think should be okay. We also should deal with one of the issues that has been plaguing us. We have come out of one of the battles with Germany pretty nicely. Our main fleet has sunk quite a couple of ships, as you can see over here, but pardon me, the big drawback is that all of these ships are damaged and they are only repairing extremely slowly. And I think one of the reasons for that is that this fleet over here, the trade protection fleet, is coming up into various battles pretty often. So I think I'd rather have you not be engaged anywhere and just everyone come home for a while, so that you can rest and repair, and that hopefully should lead to a little bit better results in that regard. We've also got a couple of ships, including, well, you guys aren't really operating in the Indian Ocean. Let's send you to be the broad fleet. And you are mostly operating in the Mediterranean, although honestly I think you haven't been extremely successful over here, and a couple of these ships are indeed already pretty diminished. So what I actually like you to do is let's get rid of this operational area, and I would very much like you to be operating in the convoy rating in this area here. Reason for that is Lisbon, or Portugal I should say, is currently on the Entente side, so they are part of the feudal confederation that we are fighting. So I would very much appreciate if we could stop reinforcements from flowing into Lisbon for at least a little while over here, and that should be okay. These wolf packs over here are operating, I think, only in the western approaches, and that I can appreciate, so let's keep them there. If we can, I think at some point these guys here should merge up, but that's going to be alright. Right, then on the ground we have a couple of units in France. We're not going to change anything about that. A couple of units over here. This is a pretty hefty battle, but all in all, Germany has declared war on Denmark as well, so we are parking a couple of units here. I think that's going to be alright. They'll have a very tough time crossing over there, but we'll just have to see how exactly that turns out to be. Right, other than that, I did load up as the Soviets in the meantime, because I was a little bit afraid about whether they do need some equipment. And it's always a little bit annoying that even for allies in a war, you never really see what equipment they have, what equipment they need. And indeed, it does turn out that they are extremely short on various equipment. So let's start a land and lease equipment here. And let's give them a couple of infantry equipment, and I think what I'm going to do is we have about 13,000, so that I think is what we're going to give them. They're a little bit short on convoys, so that will only trickle in one by one. But still I think that's going to be useful. They are about 60,000 or so short on infantry equipment, so I think just sending that over to them is going to be an immense help to them. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be alright. Someone is convoy raiding over here. Let's drop that from the agenda and let's really focus on the western approaches here. I think that's going to be okay. I've got this air fleet over here, but you're all damaged up as well, so yeah, we'll have to see about that. Right, let's restart the game. We are approaching the class warfare, which is going to be nice. Of course, we are going to keep an eye on the naval activity here. Yeah, Soviet Russia has of course accepted, as we would expect. Did miss something? Flanders has been called as an enemy. I thought Flanders was in the war for a long time. Weird. Alright, so overall, hopefully I think Portugal is probably gonna fall very quickly, but we don't know exactly. A couple of ships sunk here. Ooh, that is very... no, it's not nice at all. That's a lot of convoys. We don't really have that many convoys, so we actually need to prioritize our production a little bit. So yeah, that means we have to produce, I think, at least send 2 of our production facilities to convoys. A couple of their convoys sunk over here. That at least is very nice. But you are continuously battling over here. It's a little bit unfortunate because we can't really send you to any other battle. Interesting battle down here. Submarines against various capital ships. Australian ships, I think. Right, let's see. 2 Sicilies. I think it's because the Danish war here counts as a separate war, that's why they're calling that in. Right, let's keep an eye on things as they do develop over here. So another submarine sunk, a couple of destroyers over here. It's not the biggest battle. I just want to make sure that we aren't missing any submarine activity from their side. Who is that? Commune de France. And this is German Empire. And we've got a lot of submarines over here. I think this battle has been raging on for a long time. So I think what I'd actually like you to do here is, let's take one of our ships. Squadrons, you do come up here. Just come up there and join that fight, really. That's all I'm asking you to do. Recruiting more motorized divisions, that I think is very good. Bulgaria, yeah, that's irrelevant. There we go, we should now be joining this battle. With more destroyers from our side, and more destroyers hopefully are gonna find these guys. And hunt them down. No, it's not really. Why are you not joining? You guys, do join up. Come on, you're standing here in this field of battle. Holding position. Small battles over here, just their convoys. Including a couple of Portuguese ones, that is nice. Not really sure what you're doing here, so isolated. I think this is you, right? Okay, let's send you the boats back to port. I think a single submarine can't really do that much. And I hope that we can reduce some of the fights down there. Not sure why you're not joining. Class warfare, very good. That is a very good result for us. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick. So training time goes down, recruitable population goes up. That is very big. That is what we really need. More importantly though, this does allow us to go into Bletchley Park and then into statistical warfare, which is going to give us more research slots and better research timing basically. So that is fairly nice. Lost a submarine over here, a couple of destroyers. Yeah, well, pretty even, I would say. Any further battles that we do need to be aware of? Yeah, just this stuff up here. Is that only a single submarine here? It is. Interesting. I thought a single submarine wouldn't really be doing anything. Nope, but it is a good result. Morocco is our enemy, yeah, so basically all of Africa is by now our enemy. I hope the Soviets are going to stabilize the situation. If the Soviets are falling, we are going to be in big trouble. And I was slightly concerned there, but actually that's good result, because if Georgia is falling, that means the Russians have less trouble with these sort of multiple fronts over here. So I think that is very nice. And indeed what we can do is try to break in the Finns over here, and that will allow the Norwegians to reshuffle a couple of troops here into Denmark as well. Hideburiat is of course in India, so let's have a look over there. I think our commune here, our friends, are pushed back a little bit, but yeah, nothing we can do about that really. But you can see how strong the Germans are even in the west over here. It's a bit of a Sitzkrieg, it's a bit of a phony war, but... Ooh, wait a minute. Naval invasion of northern England. So you're telling me the Entente is preparing to launch at us? That is certainly very interesting. Sunk a ship over here, what's going on over here? Just a couple of, well, a number of convoys really. Interesting. Is there any way for us to sally out? Where are you? No assigned regions. Yeah, no, you don't really need an assigned region. Why are our troops not joining? Okay. Right. All of you, don't do any convoy escorting. You here, do convoy escorting in this area. Single ship, you're going to be responsible for this. I think you might join up this battle. Right, that should be okay. Good. What else have we got? We've got all of you guys here are now engaged in some sort of attack. Oh, that's nice. Just look at this. 62 convoys. Germans have so many convoys sailing about. Okay, so if they are invading northern England, well, all of our troops, all of our ports are guarded by at least a squadron of units. You here, I think, can come up this way. You are advancing into there. That's nice. Denmark has now joined. That is interesting. We could try to defend it a little bit better. I'm never quite sure how you could. Where are the connections between these islands? But I think if we go to Odense, we have a decent chance of defending. Yeah. Okay. Let's come up over here. And at that point we might be defending and holding the line. I'm not sure whether we'll be able to defend down here. But on the other hand, it's nice to see that there are at least some fortifications in all of these provinces. More battles up here, including a couple of light German forces and carriers. Interesting, interesting. I guess what we could also do is send a couple of aircraft towards... Let's try to do that. Okay, let's set up... What have we got? We've got a couple of naval bombers. So let's set up 100 naval bombers. Let's also set up another group of fighters. Yeah, I think 200 fighters should be okay. You're not really that experienced, but that's okay. We are going to send you over here. Can I not do that? Oh well, we'll see. Maybe at a later point. Right. Iceland has been joining on our side. That is nice to see. And more naval battles. They must be losing so many convoys. Yeah, the French are doing a really good job there. Are we joining by now? This battle, I think, has been going on since the start of the war, really. Come on, just join there. If you're on a patrol mission, will you join then? Oh, something weird is going on here. Northern England being invaded. That is interesting to see. I think what we're gonna try to do is... Oh, very nice, you have beaten that guy. Okay, once these guys are done, I think we'll send them over to England so that they can join in the defense over there. Come on, get this. Yes, nice. So that is now part of our allied front, not anyone else's, and that is nice. Be part of this, and then just try to attack into there. A little bit of fighting there on the northern front as well. I primarily want to free up the Norwegians so that they don't have to worry about this, but they can actually worry about the Germans. Also, it's going to be nice for the Soviets to not have to worry about this. The AI is just strictly not that great. Ooh, 3 destroyers lost. Bit of a mixed result, really. More battles over here. Interesting to see a couple of Portuguese forces, light cruisers and destroyers. Interesting. They lost a convoy though. More convoy battles, more convoy battles. Well, what I think what we should do though is just sally out here. Gonna lose a little bit of organization, but if we do this, I think what we should see is our guys joining up and their light forces here hopefully being obliterated. Well, or at least breaking off the battle. Okay, coming back into port. Just some small stuff here. Mostly attritional warfare, really. Ooh, what's going on over here? Well, that's interesting. Basically, the French fleet against a couple of light forces there, including a couple of cruisers and destroyers. Very much in stormy conditions. I think what we're going to do is we're going to sally force with our main battle fleet. Again, it's going to reduce organization a little bit, but repairs are not that affected, so I think that's going to be okay. And if we can reduce their light forces here, then I think we are going to do quite well. Also a little bit of research. Light battery upgrade. That is nice, although it's not going to be extremely important right now, so I think we need to focus on a little bit different things for now. In terms of infantry, we would have some very nice modifiers here. But again, I don't think that is that critical at this moment. We do certainly want to produce more. It's not that... I mean, encryption, decryption is extremely important. As is air doctrine, as is naval doctrine. Certainly we are researching that though, so that is nice. So I think what we actually might want to do then is, again, focus on something like damage control. Well, either damage control or really on the capital ships, well, there's a little bit of a penalty associated with these guys, so let's go for this here. It's going to be a quick research. Not going to cost us that much. And it's going to help us out a little bit, just avoiding critical hits. And you guys here are now fine. Basically, they're just a couple of submarines that we are trying to spot, but they are trying to get away. Right, Fall of Lisbon. So the Portuguese are having a really tough time over here. Got a couple of enemy fleets here, so that is nice to see. Lost a couple of convoys here, and we're still not joining in. Okay, so what if I then ask you to be a strike force? Then you should try to join that battle, shouldn't you? Fall of Lisbon, yes. Complicated. Right, good. More results, just minor stuff really on these fronts. Ooh, we lost something. Just an aircraft. This battle is still raging. No further battle. Well, there's one further battle here with a couple of destroyers. I wonder whether we should build up a mixed sort of intermediate fleet. All of these ships are damaged though. We don't really have anything to deal with light craft specifically. Well, let's see. Okay, we should also have a look on Finland over here. Let's try to join up this attack a little bit more. With torpedo launches, Finland has capitulated. That is extremely good news. So all of these 4 guys here can either join up. Ah, you have a stupid order there. Let's instead get you to be on a defensive line over here. Could try to join up with these guys here. Provide a little bit more defensive strength. The canal over here is extremely useful, but I think this one here is even better. Right, so that means these guys here do get out of this line. You are going to come up towards Bergen over here. And we'll probably sell you across England in case they do actually do a naval invasion. Right, this is good news. We also got the torpedo launchers. Again, nice, but we really don't have the capacity to reform anything. Land doctrine we are researching. Could of course research new hulls and all of that. Again, it's not something that I have very high on my priority list because it's not something that we can do anyway. Right, a little bit ahead of time penalty, so probably shouldn't be doing that. I am very much thinking about getting new fighters or new naval bombers. What's the difference here? So you've got naval attack 15, you've got 20, that is pretty good. The Spitfire would be truly good. We also have not much in terms of... Yeah, but you know what? We do need to do some encryption here. And it's also going to help out on the naval side as well, so I think that's going to be okay. A couple of more forces joining in here, surprisingly enough, as these submarines are withdrawing. Or being sunk. Come on. Amazing to see the bad weather over here. Well, that's okay though. Right, and down here, just... It's nice to see them shuffling in more troops that we can then sink. Come on, I really just want my destroyers here to... Why are you not doing anything? It's so weird. Couple of ships here, couple of ships there. Probably need to reform that a little bit. I think we have a large destroyer reserve actually. And don't we have a couple of... Yeah, some of these are perfectly appropriate to do anti-submarine warfare duty. So let's send them over. Right, this battle here has been won. Just a couple of aircraft lost. Quite a couple of ships on their side. That is nice to see. Let's bring our fleet here back into London. That should be okay. How are we looking in terms of rebuilding? It's under production, right. Yeah, we're spending so much. I mean, we are building up more naval crews. Guess we could do it this way. We also do need to mine our coal, so that definitely... How are things over here? There is an unknown squadron potentially joining. But our submarines are trying to withdraw. I would like to kill them, but maybe for now that's not on the cards. Right, how about these guys here? Can I get over to at least southern Norway or something? Let's try to do this. Sink a couple of ships here as the Norwegians tend to battle. Danish are holding out fairly fantastically over there. Ooh, even Finland has still Ireland. No manpower, we know of course. But at least we are researching more. And we are of course getting Bletchley Park. I think we are making some progress over here. Oh, it's not good. Just an aircraft. Well, Ireland though. Have our troops arrived over here? Where are you going? Where do you think you're going? Are you going to Bergen? That would certainly be interesting. Show some minor naval... Yes, you are. Well, look at you. Where are our troops? 3 are over here. Didn't I send some over there? Yeah, these guys. Well, you know what? You guys have a new job of reconquering Bergen. And I think you'll be fairly okay doing this. Small stuff. Small stuff. Small... Come on! You're set to engage even at high risk. You have a repair priority, but that's okay. how on earth can you not join this battle over here? I mean, let's again ask you to just sail over there. Is it considered not to be part of our war or something? This is really weird. Okay, you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask these naval bombers to come down here and be active in the Bay of Biscay. Hopefully that is gonna result in something there. Convoys, submarine. More submarines on their side actually. And that means we can see whether we do have anyone over here. You. Yeah, you should be fine. Do come over there. Try to sink their submarines. And see here our guys are joining extremely quickly. And we should see them join the battle fairly quickly. There we go. Germans are now trying to withdraw, but it would be certainly very nice to just get a couple of hits in. Escape progress. Yeah, they are fairly fast. Lost a couple of good number of convoys there, and we are very low on convoys by now. But we're also sinking German submarines. Nice, good result. I very much think most of these troops there, most of these ships there are carrying troops. Could modify our government. War economy to maybe total mobilization. Would give us less recruitable population, so I think that's not great. Extensive conscription into service by requirement, I think no, into... Yeah. That would reduce factory output, and right now we are fine I think, so no on that one. Tank designer, again we're not really going for heavy tanks. Small ship manufacturer or capital ship manufacturer, this would be nice. I don't think we will be building capital ships. We might be building light ships. And this would be good, but right now we're not doing this, so no again. Maybe cruiser. Naval research speed is nice. Production cost is nice. But for now I don't think that's required. Well, we could definitely go for fighter manufacturer, so that our new troops would get better agility. Chief of Air Force would be okay, but you know what? I think we're gonna go for the Supermarine, so that we're gonna have the Supermarine Spitfire with very nice modifications at all in all. Right, oh, that's nice. Yeah, just small stuff down here. How are we looking over here? Do we sink any German submarine? Come on, we've got a good anti-submarine warfare. Yes! Patrol. The game listens to me, for once. You're okay, you're okay. We have a battle over here. Ooh, this is a fairly big battle. Couple of CVs really in there. Don't think he'll be joining up there. We're not even sending aircrafts into this. This is such a weird frozen conflict. Yeah, we've lost a couple of ships. They've lost a little bit. Well, all in all, I think it's an okay result. Now the submarine sunk there, so that's good. And we are sinking a lot of convoys. I mean, their naval production must be so torn up. Porto still holding out, so there are still some Allied or Entente forces, I should say. We are losing so many naval aircraft over here. They do have a carrier fleet there. But again, our production really isn't going all too well. I mean, our fast battleships here are doing fine. We are a little bit shy on rubber, because the Dutch East Indies don't deliver quite as much as they should. Could ask the Union of Burma, or these guys here, to deliver more. Yeah, that's fine. Well, at least you're doing damage on some of these capital ships. I think that's the most important bit. Right. Oh, weird. Can you join up into this fleet? I would rather have them a little bit more concentrated. Okay, let's send you into reserve, and since you're just not doing this, let's ask you to be 4, and that is the standard submarine template that we're going to use over here. So you should join up sooner rather than later. Good. What's this? Here is the carrier, the Rhine. Strength 26%. We are doing damage. But we are running extremely low on... We're running extremely low on convoys. Okay, let's do it like this. Are we not using that much production anymore? East Anglia, that's okay. I thought we'd be... So that means basically our main ships are repaired? Our battle group? You're not. Why are we not spending that on research, on repairs then? Never repair. Ah, there we go. Okay, that should basically solve that. Well, that does mean, though, that we are very low on convoy, so I think we're gonna dial this back a little bit. Yeah, most of you have only superficial damage, but some of you are really, really torn up. Including most of these destroyers. On the other hand, destroyers are fairly quick to repair, so I think we're gonna be alright there. Right, let's briefly check the naval results. Yes. Yes. We only need to do a little... Wait a minute. They have more stuff over here. And this is fairly bad weather. Most of you guys are actually okay. So let's sally forth. Let's sail up there and see what we can do. Whether or not we're going to join this battle. Germans are certainly sending in more forces here, including a good number of destroyers. It would certainly be nice to meet them in bad weather with our fast battleships. Most importantly, this carrier. Unfortunately, no such luck, but a good number of convoys sunk. Do we see any other battle here? No, not really. Okay, so you can go back to Liverpool then, please and thank you. More stuff down here, it's just small. And what we can do over here on this front is ask the motorized army to... well, you seem to be a little bit afraid of attacking. Interestingly. Nevertheless, let's try. 82%, that looks very good to me. Inspired by the Cambridge Conference, which took place during the Second Congress of the International in May 1937, another somewhat secret reunion took place first last week in the University of Cambridge. A group of theoretical physicists from Britain and France, led by Norman Feather, Frédéric Joliot-Curie, and Perrin, are discussing the possibilities of radioactivity and nuclear fission. So do we want to go for this? Game-based ability minus 2%. So we would be giving this to Britain. I don't think we want to give it to Britain. To France, actually. Of course, we are Britain. Right, so everything okay over there? Really, convoys are starting to worry me a lot. But yeah, not much we can do about that. We are definitely building up more naval capacity to repair our stuff as well, but that's a limit to what we can do. Very much looking forward to these guys being bopped out of existence, so that we can focus a little bit more on this front, and of course the Germans. I think the Germans are not making progress. I think the Soviets are the ones making progress, which is certainly very, very nice to see. We do have still a little bit of infantry equipment left. Are we still sending stuff to the Soviets? Yes. Yeah, very good. Alright, let's have a look at the war overall. Their losses are higher, although they are definitively wielding more people. Some of them might be kicked out of the war soon, including Portugal. India is doing not so great. Ukraine, White Lithuania. On our side, no one really collapsing. Liberia, Norwegian Union, curiously. Okay, that's Bergen. But yeah, I think you'll be done for. I mean, these guys, they basically have no capabilities whatsoever. So for now, I think this is a good place to put in a cut. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.